Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to start class 7th SST Geography, chapter number 10, Transport and Communication, part 2. So, student, in the previous video, I had explained about the landway transport. So, basically, landway transport is categorized into two, that is the roadways and railways. So, in the last video, I had explained about the different uses of the roadways and the railways, as well as how they are useful for the humankind. Now, in this video, we'll read about the another means of transportation, that is the waterways and airways. So let us begin with the waterways. So oars are replaced by sail power, and sail power was replaced by steam or and the diesel engine. So basically oars is what? Oars, there you can see the picture, the yellowed one. So this is being used to sail the boat during the uh, earliest time, but after the time has changed, so they replaced the sail by they replaced oars by the sail power. So sail power is what? There you can see the curtain types object were there. So what is the work of those objects? It just to change the direction according to the wind. So this has used had used during that time, and after there is a lot of development in the in the field of industries, so it has came and it has changed into the steam and diesel engine. So after so many development and after so many new advancement, the things which were used earlier, they were starting change, they have there is a change in those things. So you can easily observe how it was earliest time and how the things are nowadays. So waterways is also changed accordingly. Now the waters the basically the water vehicles, or we can say the transportation system on the water, like on the rivers and the lakes, the objects which moves like steamers, barges, boats. So these are some of the means of transportation which float on the rivers and the lake. So these are helping people to move to or travel in the inland of any nation, or the we can say in a particular country. So if you want to travel, if you want to go with waterways, so these steamers, barges and boats are helping us for the movement of one place to another, and it also helps us to move the freights also, the goods also, basically. So they do but they do not carry the heavy loads or the bulky loads, but they carry some of them. So this is the most cheapest means of transportation, uh, and it is very helpful for carrying the goods in a on a large scale, basically. Now the things which moves on the seas or the ocean, like huge ship, ocean liner, oil tankers, travelers. So there you can see the pictures of those all four. So these are some of the water transportation which moves on the water bodies, like big water bodies like seas or ocean. Now the most of the world trade is handled by the waterways. Why it is been done? The reason is that it is the cheapest and the most suitable mode of transportation that carries the raw materials in a bulk and heavy commodity, whatever it is, the heavy, if heavy object is there. So all of the things can be carried through the waterways. These do not require the much money for the maintenance purpose, and the biggest disadvantage of the waterways is the time consuming, because the ships takes uh, it takes more time than the any other transport system. So this is the biggest disadvantage of the waterways. And the waterways, it works as a feeder to the rail, road, and airways that provide the link between the roadways, railways, and airways with the waterways. Now, the waterways are of two types. So basically, waterways are first we have to understand the inland waterway, and the another one we have to understand the ocean transport. Likewise, inland waterway is what? It is used for the purpose of traveling into the country, and ocean transport is used to travel far from the country, means from one continent to another continent, or from one country to another country. So these kind of transportation system is being used. Now starting with the inland transport system, like inland water transport via river, lake, and canal. So if you want to move from any place, or if you we have to send anything to the another place, so we within the country, basically within the country, so we can use the inland waterway on river, lake, and canal, etc. The canal and inland waterways, it can be natural or artificial waterways that is being used for the navigation, crop irrigation, and water supply or drainage. So basically, the canals or the inland waterways. So canal or inland waterways can be not natural or artificial. Nowadays, all the canal is been also created with the help of the water supply. So these kind of canals and inland waterway helping for the navigation purposes, means from reaching one place to another. Crop irrigation, the water which is required for the irrigation, so we can get the water for irrigation through the inland waterways. Also, these waterways provide the water supply to the various part that can be filtered and used after that, or the drainage system, basically. Many inland waterways are multi-purposes, like they provide the drainage, they provide the irrigation, water supply, and also they are helping for the hydroelectric generation. So basically, these kind of inland waterways are helping for the various purposes. Now you have to know some of the important inland waterways that is being present in the world, like river Mississippi, Missouri, uh, Danube, Volga, Yangtze, Rhine, Kiang. So these are some of the world's river, or the we can say inland waterways that is being used for the purpose of uh, navigation, crop irrigation, water supply, and many other work. This example you can see, it is a St. Lawrence River Seaway, Great Lakes, that is the waterway between the USA and Canada. So it is the waterway which linked between the which provide the link between the USA, means America, and Canada. Rhone and Rhine Canal, Suez Canal, and Panama Canal. We'll see all those things one by one. Begin with the St. Lawrence River Seaway. Like you can see, it is in Canada. It's connecting the Canada and USA. Now you can see the picture of St. Lawrence River. So St. Lawrence River, there you can see. So this is the what? This is the connectivity between the USA and Canada. They provide the inland waterways transport system. Now you can easily observe that it is between the USA and Canada through the picture. Now moving towards the next, that is in France. So France had the Rhine and Rhine River and the Rhone River. So this both of the river um, provide the inland and as well irrigation facilities to the people of the France. There you can see. Moving towards the next, that is the Suez Canal. So Suez Canal, you can see Suez Canal. It is between the Europe. Sorry, it is between the Asia and the South. It is Africa, basically. There you can see the picture of Suez Canal. There there was a thin line, or there was a land surface between the uh, seas, the water bodies which is lie above the Africa and the eastern side of the Africa. So that part is get cut, and that is converted into canal that is named after the Suez Canal. So the earlier people have to come to from they have to travel from London to Mumbai. They have to cover the whole area after the Africa. But after the Suez Canal being started, so they do not have to cover the long such area. They have, if they have to come, they have to come with this route only with the help of Suez Canal, and they can reach easily to the Mumbai. So the distance, it is being reduced almost half of the distance. So it has been reduced by the half of the distance. So this is the importance of the inland water transport. The next one is Panama Canal. So there you can see it is the Panama Canal, where the North Africa, America and the South America is also adjoining, but that area is also get cut, and it is being uh, named as a Panama Canal. Likewise, there you can see in the Suez Canal in Africa. So this also provides the route to reach to the there you can see from the Asia to the next the eastern margin of the North America. So this is being used with the help of Panama Canal, but earliest it has a long route that they have to go through after the South America, and then they have to reach to the North America. But after starting the Panama Canal, now the distance had still the distance it is being reduced, and they do not have to cover that much area. Now moving toward the ocean transport. So the ocean transport is what? The ocean transport is that transport which moves on the ocean waters. The North Atlantic route connecting the eastern North America and the western Europe. Also, the Mediterranean Suez Canal ocean route connecting the Europe and East Africa, South Asia, Far East and Australia through the Suez Canal. So Suez Canal is very important. And the next one is Panama Canal. Though I explained that it is the connecting the route that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, and North Pacific route connecting the Western America, Western North America and the East Asia. So basically these are the routes, and there are some of the important ports like Mumbai, Singapore, Chennai, Sydney, Colombo, Seoul, Shanghai, Tokyo, Kolkata, London, etc. So these are some of the most important and busiest ocean water transport system which is being used nowadays. Now starting with the North Atlantic route, there you can see North Atlantic route is what? It is a picture of Atlantic Ocean and the connectivity between the Europe and Africa, between the North America and the South America. Easily you can see. Now moving to the next route, that is the Mediterranean Suez Canal. So there you can see Suez Canal is there, you can see near the Egypt. Red Sea is there and the Mediterranean Sea is there. So the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea is get connected through the Suez Canal, and it reduces the distance between the almost all of the countries which is relatable to the Europe, Africa and the Asia. Now moving towards the next, that is the Panama Canal that I had explained. The Panama Canal is there to provide the short distance for the covering the next margins of the continents. So earlier it was there, you can see the picture. Earlier it is about 12,000 miles to cover from the one port to another port, to from western margin to the eastern margin. But after starting the Panama Canal, it has been reduced, third time it has been reduced. So it's about 4,000 miles now. So this Panama Canal also changes the transportation system in the ocean. The next one is the North Pacific route. So here you can see the North Pacific route is get connected by the Pacific and the this North America, South America as well as the Asia. So this route is also being used for the connectivity between the by the waterways or the ocean. Now moving to the next transportation system, that is the airways. So airways is what? So airways is, you know very well, the airways is now very become famous, and but uh, famous as well as it provides the fast means of delivering goods. It also links almost all countries of the world, means it provides the connectivity to towards the whole world, and it is a convenient means of transporting perishable and fragile goods. So basically, we can use the airways for transporting the perishable goods. Perishable goods means the goods which can be decay earliest, like flowers or milk, the meat. So these are some of the perishable product that can be get spoil, and fragile goods which can be broke easily. So the airways is there to um, take those things to one part of the world to the another part, and it is also suitable for transporting goods of the high value. So if there is a expensive goods, so these airways can be helpful for us. So airways, like if we talk about the aeroplane, so aeroplane is used to carry the passengers, and that can land on the airport or on the runway. But some of the airways means of airways, like helicopter, aircraft, that is used for the purpose of the natural calamities such as earthquake or flood. So these kind of air transport system, it is been used in the natural calamities. You might have seen from the different television or the source of media that during the calamities, these helicopter is being used for the rescuing the people, as well as providing the facilities to those people, those who are affected by the these kind of natural calamities. There are some disadvantage of the airways, like the cost of operating airline is very high, and so freight cost is very high as compared to sea transport. So if we have to carry something through the airplane, so it cost a lot. And also if a person is wanted to travel, that is also charges a lot. So this is the first disadvantage, being the fastest and the uh, convenient way of transportation. It is the most expensive one. It is the most expensive one. It is also difficult to carry bulky and awkwardly shaped goods. So if there is a lot of materials is there that cannot also be carried by the airways, and also if if it is a awkward shape means not that some of the objects are there that is not in the any of the shape, like rectangular or circle or spherical, whatever the shape is there, so that cannot be also carried in the airways. It is very risky in the case of accident. If suppose if there is mishappening is there, so that is also much uh, destructive. And the air is always controlled by the climatic condition. If there is a badly weather, so that will affect the flight, and that can be delayed. So this is some of the advantage and disadvantage of the airways. Now we have to see some of the important ports. Like there you can see some of pictures that the North America from to the Europe, and there are some of the name like Hong Kong, London, uh, Jakarta, Seoul, again London. So some of Tokyo, New York. So these are some of the busiest route or the busiest airport where the airways travels. The main route which is busiest, which is known as the busiest, like from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore. This is the busiest international flight in the world. And some of the airports of the world, like New Delhi, that is in India, Singapore, New York, that is in United States, Hong Kong, Tokyo, London, Dubai, Sydney. So these are some of the important airports that is present in the world. Now we have to what you have to do is that you have to write the name of the ocean transport which is very important and the busiest ocean route that you have to write in your copy. Thank you, students.